We have some updates on the situation in Bakhmut. Battles have been raging here for several days now without letting up. There is reports that the Ukrainian military commander General Sursky visited the city at some point in the last couple of days and reported that the artillery bombardment was particularly intense. According to Sursky, the task of the armed forces of Ukraine is to prevent the city from falling to the Russians before May 9th. Both sides are looking for a huge media victory in the next 48 hours, will likely be especially intense. In terms of frontline changes, I do have some updates for you in the immediate area of Bakhmut for both the Russian and Ukrainian sides. So before I do that, hit that subscribe button so you miss less updates. Starting with Ukraine's northern flank, we still do not have any word on the fighting in the trenches outside of town. What we do know is that it's very intense and we have no confirmation of any gained or lost territory in this sector. We do have reports from the Russian side that specifically in the area of Hromove, the Russian forces have not broken through, and there is still very heavy fighting in the area. So I rolled back the gray zone a good bit. Just keep in mind it's more likely that all of this territory is still under Ukrainian control than not. In the area of the Olympic School, we are getting some reports that the Russians have achieved capturing several buildings of the complex. This is near to the previously reported Russian expansion into the residential zone. This is an area that the Ukrainian army is going to fight hard to hold on to, and the Russians are likely to start trying to flank this position from the south and force a Ukrainian retreat. I made a correction here in the center of town near the high-rise sector that is being called the Nest by the Russians, where there is some video now available that shows the Ukrainian retreat from the area of the high-rises north of what I'm going to call Visa Street because the word has too many syllables and I sound stupid trying to pronounce it. I do not know exactly when this retreat from this area happened. It could be old video footage, but it just came out. So, form your own opinions there on that, whether this area was already captured or not. But it has been confirmed that Wagner mercenaries now occupy these buildings. So I wanted to make sure I marked it separately on the map. North of Bakhmut in the Solidar area, the Ukrainians have recaptured some ground on the approaches to Vasukivka, forcing the Russians back to their positions in Sako Ivanseti. This is an interesting development because as you zoom out, you start to see that this might be some kind of push to put pressure on Solidar, which is something I do expect to happen eventually from the Ukrainian side. So that is it from me at the moment. Thanks for dropping in, and until next time.